Hey everybody.
Goodbye.
Not a goodbye, this is a hello. I'm Adam, and I am now running this campaign, this new one, that is going to take place in a world of my design called Reshin. Homebrew is a homebrew. It's kind of like Spelljammer with flavor of a few different things, Eberron and some other stuff. It's definitely different, hopefully. But the party is on their way to a city called Hold. It's a dwarven city that used to be a strip mine. Originally, it was a salt mine that they continued to strip down until it was a silver mine. That they found underneath the salt. And then as they continued to go down, they kept finding more and more minerals until they found a very special one called aetherite, which is used in airships. But this, over the hundreds of years that this city has been around, a sultanate has grown up from it and has kind of taken over the whole this province area. It's called Karishtun of the northern continent of Phasmor, which is the largest continent on this sphere, and it is also part of the Empire of Dawn, which is a country that basically has taken over this whole continent. But the Al-Halim Sultanate basically said, well, we're not going to fight you, and made a peace treaty of them, and then it was just added into the Empire. The Empire doesn't typically try to mess with too many things until you fuck around and find out. As long as you pay your dues, you're good. But party is 4th level. It's what we're starting out with. And they've already gone through their first adventure, which was not on camera, but we come up with it, where they have a Fey circus was going through town, and somebody messed up and released all the magical creatures in the circus. And the party was able to come together and capture and save most of the creatures before they cause too much damage. And they found out from a dwarf with a blue pauldron on his left shoulder about the promise of Ahalim Hold, where a lot of money is possible to be made. There's a lot of adventure, definitely many things to do, a lot of stories to be found, and is one of the largest cities on this continent, although it is in the middle of a pretty much inhospitable desert called the Wind-Torn Desert. It's not that it's inhabitable, it's just very hard to live there. And Al-Halim Hold is one of the few oases in the whole desert that a lot of people can live. It's also an important city because it is a trade route toward the southern continent and to several different connections around. So it is a major trade hub, and a lot of things come to this place in trying to find knowledge, money, or just entertainment in general. So a whole bunch of things they can get into. We've only got 3 of the players tonight for the start of the session 0 that we're kind of getting into. We got 1 or 2 more coming. Start with Gustavo.
Yep. My character is a rabbit kin, a Harengon. His name is El Dragon, or the Dragon. 3 levels in Warlock, 1 in Bard. Hides his Warlockish traits as much as he can, and favors the Bardic side of himself. Being shunned from his village and seeking adventure, as to his family being a little too uptight for him. he decided to join the circus that created the chaos that we all found ourselves meeting upon. And that's most of my traits. It's a small character, mainly black fur with a few white spots on him. He currently has the pendant of his family on him. That's a constant reminder of what he had and what he can be, I guess.
All right, Justin.
So I'm playing a massive Dragonborn that is named Pin Dragonhide. And basically I get kicked out of my family because I ended up breaking the family heirloom sword after maybe losing a battle and having it broken in the battle. I am still trying to create a city to call my own and to rule over that city. I'm a silver dragonborn. I'm 7 feet and 8 inches tall, with bright blue eyes and
Some lovely eyes.
some lovely eyes. And
Blue Eyes White Dragon.
yeah, that's practically it. And past that, I have a massive tower shield that I use along with a spear because I no longer allow myself to use swords anymore because
They don't like you.
yeah, just don't seem to be good with them. The sword was the problem, basically.
Scarred.
Yeah.
All right, Chris.
The weapon make me look bad.
Yeah.
All right. I am playing Shift, a Warforged Dream Druid who came upon the fact that instead of like other Warforges that sit and rest awake, I actually will go to sleep and seek dreams. And my goal is to go around awakening the dreams in others of my kind, as well as healing the people of the land, as I will almost always try and take the more peaceful route. But I do know that peaceful routes are not always what happens.
All right, that's our characters for tonight. And right now they find themselves on a dusty road going south towards Al-Hilim Hold. They have 50 miles worth of travel that they have to make. They're in
Only a hop skip away.
they're in one of the dwarven caravans that is underneath the guild of Coin and Fleet, one of the 4 major guilds of Al-Halim Hold, which they have learned is part of the city. It's run by these 4 guilds for the most part, other than the Sultan that runs the city. They have learned that also at the same time that these guilds have a very strict structure to them, that they have to kind of earn their way up if they wish to do anything within these guilds or find more opportunities. But they have rented out a coach to go down to the city and find their opportunities. Now, the beginning of where they're leaving is somewhat of a swampy area. There's some rivers here from the previous city, but it doesn't take long for them to hit these dirt, dry roads where the desert takes over completely. Where it starts out a lot of hard rock and clay with a little bit of sand for the first 5 to 10 miles or so. Eventually it hits to where it's
Paved ground.
well, somewhat. There's sand and it gets kind of difficult. So their first day is of very boring travel and kind of rough, where the caravan's going slow to get through this. And it's definitely a trade road. People have traveled on this, and they'll see a little outpost where a few people are at, but not a whole lot of people are out in this desert. They don't really pass any towns. Start going through their next day. Still a lot of the same thing. They go past another outpost, which you guys have learned that there's an outpost every 5 miles. That's
Like a landmarker.
like a landmarker. All of the same make. They all look like they're made of stone that has been more or less chiseled out of the ground. Not necessarily like they built it. It's more like it looks like somebody took the time to sculpt their outpost out of the ground, almost. Although you can definitely tell somebody built it, but that's the look that it has. About towards the end of the second day, they end up hitting the what looks to be this perfectly straight road with that's paved, perfectly cobblestone. All looks like it's made from the same type of rock, and it all seems to, even though there's sand that blows across it, doesn't seem like the sand piles up on it. So now they start making a lot better time now on this road, which at some point they'll find out that this is the northern trade road, and it is made by the dwarves of Halim Hold, and you can tell that it is still being built, although they didn't see any builders, but it is still being added to slowly to build it further and further away from the city, making a better trade route. So this time they're in their coaches and it's hot.
Train me, coach. Train me.
It is not very pleasant, but the coaches they're in are obviously built to allow air in and keep the sun off their backs. So it's not unbearable. It's just not fun. There are several people going down with them in these coaches. Also, there's these large drays, large carts that are carrying some goods that the dwarves will not tell you what is in it, because and if you get curious, they say it's none of your business, and they tell you to leave it alone. But you're traveling with some humans, and also there's a half-orc in this group that's keeping to herself. The humans seem talkative and want to actually figure out what's going on. Like they seem to be a younger group of people that are on a travel, a venture of some sort for themselves. There's also a couple more dwarves that don't look the same as the dwarves that are running the guild. Obviously, of a different nationality or a type, ethnicity of dwarf. They're a little whiter. Their skin is a little paler. Not tan. Yes, more pale than what you're seeing. And then there is a group of there's 2 elves that are also going down, and they seem to be high elves that are going there. So you've got about maybe 30 people in this caravan. A good half of the people in this are the actual dwarves working this caravan or guarding this caravan. You learn that there are dwarves with red pads, which the distinction between the guilds is on their left shoulder there will be a pad. If it's a color blue, it's coin and fleet. Color red, they find out that it's arms and sanitation. If they see a color yellow, they learn that it's delve and demands. And if they see the color green on their left, they learn that it is the eyes and quill. And then he said that there's one that has a black pauldron, but it's special and it's the
only one in existence.
Yeah, there's the only one, and it's the Sultan's champion. But that's where your travels kind of go. You guys have anything you want to ask or talk with one of your NPCs that is on the travels with you?
Yeah, I'll just ask the humans what kind of adventure they're on.
We're just trying to go see one of the males that's in it. He looks to be probably in his early 20s. We just really want to go down and see Al-Halim. It just seems like a really good adventure.
I'm trying to make a life there, or
No, our family come from some money, and
so it's like spring break.
it's just it's a chance to go learn another culture to be helpful for the Empire.
Awesome.
It is awesome.
Yeah, it's great. It's good for you.
Jealous
coming
much there,
from
bud?
Rich family. Yeah, just
Calm down. Your jealousy is sipping out of you.
You're turning green with envy.
they just didn't cheat during that duel.
You seem disgruntled. What is?
No. It's
Oh.
I was just thinking about past humiliations.
It's okay. As I'm sitting on his shoulders, rubbing his scales, it'll be all right.
That's very interesting. But yeah, we just want to go see it. It seemed like a good opportunity to go down there. And the other two that are with them are kind of like not.
Are they all males or?
No, there's one male that's talking. The other two are females.
Hmm.
And then there's another one that can't really discern.
Does it just look like they're?
But there's four humans. They all have their different ethnicities as well. Although they all talk with the exact same accent, which you've learned is like the home province of the Empire's kind of accent. But yeah, they're definitely all young.
Okay. Question: Would we know of the power that governs this land?
You know, it's governed by the Sultan. You
Yes.
know that the
We're not as strange to them and their beings and their rulings. Basically, we know, understand what
you understand
they are.
who's in charge, but coming from the Empire, you know, different provinces have different ways of governing. Some stick with exactly what the Empire chooses in their laws, and some have a little more flexibility depending on what they are. You guys don't know all the exact laws to what the Sultanate has, and you've heard that they're slightly different and can be kind of strict on some things that the Empire typically just doesn't care. But then they're also really free on some things. So,
how are their feelings of beings from another plane? Because I know you said kind of how this world is.
This sphere is in this world. There's only actually two real races that have actually come from this, or species that have come from this planet, this sphere. And that's humans and goblinoids. Everything else is an alien, effectively. So, under the Empire's reign, they've pretty much wiped out a lot of that, or wiped it out. Obviously, it's never going to go away. But they've made it clear that it doesn't matter what you are, as long as you follow the Empire, that is all that matters. So you can, Harengon, Dragonborn, human, elf, dwarf, Warforged, whatever you are, as long as you follow the strictures of the Empire and you work to make the Empire better, that's fine. Now, where you're going to, you have heard that the Al-Halim Sultanate tends to be a little bit more closed off. They have a tendency of everybody kind of thinking that they believe they're better than everybody else.
Typical.
But as you kind of ask some questions, you realize it's not that they think they're better. It's that you haven't earned their respect.
You're just not good enough.
You haven't earned the respect. So it's not, none of them, you can tell that.
They don't see color. They just see your potential.
Yes.
Or lack thereof.
Yeah.
It is, talking with you guys, talking something, it is becoming kind of apparent that there are a meritocracy which is built on the good you can do for the community is exactly what you're rated on. They don't. The only person that they care about a bloodline with is the Sultan. But it doesn't matter where you came from. It only matters what you can do. And it's not unheard of, probably, that even the Sultan is immune from that. They can be replaced too if they're useless. So this community is completely based upon what you can do, what you better for the community as a whole, or just in general. They do not care whatsoever about any of the other things like or what religion you follow, and that it's somewhat, but it is do better for us, we do better for you.
Are there many of my people in Ahaling?
Very few. Are you talking to one of the dwarves?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm speaking in Dwarvish as well.
Okay. Which one are you trying to talk to?
I will tell you.
Probably just go to the closest one.
I will tell you that
One that's not working and isn't busy.
You'll find one with at the moment it is a
because
you'll find one with a
I'm
blue.
probably asking this while you're already talking to the other ones.
You'll find one that has a blue pauldron on that is a leather pauldron, not the metal one. And he'll say, "What'd you say?"
Are there any of my kind in Ahalim?
Yes, there are a few.
Noted.
It is noted. Do you need something?
You've already given me what I needed. Thank you.
Okay. Good. He just.
Are you okay?
I'm perfectly fine. I'm busy.
Noted.
And he will turn back. He'll turn back to basically doing nothing, looking straight ahead on the caravan, where you would talk. You can see where the drivers are at, so it's open, and he was basically sitting behind one of the drivers where he can see out. He just turns back and looks right out the.
Okay, so we're not walking.
No, you're in the coaches.
Gotcha.
They don't recommend you walk unless you have to. Now you will see on your coaches, you actually see outside there are dwarves on camels. The Red Guard are actually riding camels. They do have pulling a couple of the carts. The heavy carts, they have these large horses that are pulling the carts, but camels are actually the ones pulling the coaches.
Cool.
Dwarves riding camels.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
But yeah, the ones outside in the heat are the ones with the red shoulder pads. They're all carrying heavy crossbows. You do see one that is in the lead. It has what you think is a wand, but you can't really tell because unless you've gotten into her face at any point,
no.
She does not deal with you at all. The other kind of guards will push you, so it's time to go. It's time to go. But other than that,
so you said there's a half orc too?
There's a half orc.
That's just chilling.
Mm-hmm. She looks odd. You've kind of looked at her.
In what kind of way?
Well, one, she seems to be wearing a large rounded hat that comes to somewhat of a point in the center. Her armor is of a different. It definitely is a heavy armor of some sort, but it is it's of a different make. It's like a layered plate mail, not of splint. and you see that she
We're
has
talking
a
about kind of like samurai armor.
exactly.
Okay.
But she has, for this entire time, been quiet.
Fine.
She does. She hasn't spoken, and she has a sword to her side, and then she has
Curved.
a. Well, it looks like a katana.
Okay.
Somewhere. It's a little wider and larger, would you say? But it
For her size, I hope so.
Okay, I get what you're talking about.
Yeah. Kind of picture a falchion.
Yeah.
But thinner like a katana. So
yeah,
in
between both, yeah.
In between both. But she doesn't seem to talk to anybody. The only person that she says anything to is the dwarf with the blue pauldron, the metal blue pauldron, the Tessor Colleen. She's the only one he talks to. Or he's
Vice versa?
Vice
He's the only one she talked to?
He's the
Gotcha.
only one she talks to. Would you notice that guy seemed more amicable than the other dwarves that you're talking to? They seem to, whatever their job is, they tend to do their job.
He has a little more free reign to say stuff, basically.
Well,
As the leader.
As
what I perceive to be the leader.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. That's what the half looks like. She has a pack across her chest that you notice never leaves her side. Either she never keeps.
So she has like a swing backpack.
Mm-hmm.
Swing benefit, swing.
Yeah, I'll just walk up to her and be like, "That's a interesting looking sword you have."
Yeah, in the coach, you kind of shift yourself over to. She would have probably been in another coach, but you could have gotten in when you had to stop. You could have gotten into her coach, but it seems like she's the only one that's in this coach.
By herself? Is there a reason why?
No, just nobody's in that coach.
I would just straight up be like, "You rent the whole coach out. Should I be interested in this?"
No.
Okay.
That did not. You may enter.
All right. Yeah, I'll just sit down across from her, and then that's an interesting sword you have there.
It is.
Are you staying in the other coach?
Are you just still riding my shoulder?
Yes.
Okay.
Wherever you're going, I'm going.
She'll look up. She'll look at, and that's an interesting shoulder armament you have.
Yeah, I'm. Guess introductions are in order. I'm Pin. This is O'Dragon.
I am Mia.
Nice. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
But I am. Oh, yes, Mia. Khalifa.
Is there a reason why it seems like everybody is avoiding your cart?
I guess I have an aura about me.
I mean, other than just looking
Intimidating?
no offense, but interesting. I don't really know.
Thank you for calling me interesting.
Yeah, I mean, your armor's interesting. Your sword's interesting. I like the hat too.
Thank you. It keeps the sun off your shoulders.
Yeah. I do this. I tried to.
Like pick up the cover of some part of it.
I can see you're one of jokes, Harengon. I did see your work in the circus.
You admire my art.
Yes, face painting is a very noble art.
Thank you.
Disguising oneself is true artistry.
Well, flattery will get you everywhere, miss.
I did not mean it as flattery. I meant it as fact, but you can take it as you wish.
Flattery will get you everywhere.
And what are you two going to Helene for?
I guess money for the most part. And making contacts is always good as well.
Money, huh?
Unfortunately, fate has thrown us together, and with our companion, as I look over, which we seem to have lost.
Oh, you mean the Warforged that didn't follow you in here?
Yes. I'm very observant of you.
I have been told I am very observant. Yes.
I'm in the other cart, like, start asking her, excuse me, did you see Rabbit? Maybe.
I don't think they got back on. It's one of the human females will say to you.
Oh
Just a
no.
little bit. They're on like spring break.
I need to go retrieve them.
Well, you might want to wait till we stop.
Then it'll be too late.
Will it though?
Yes.
What if they're just in another cart?
Did they go to another cart?
I don't know. They just didn't get on.
I will message.
Oh, you sense danger.
Message.
I sense negative feelings.
Someone is sad.
I can't let that be.
My tail is tingling.
You're
Must cause a little chaos.
You're close enough for your message to work.
Yes.
And you can actually see through, if you look through over the camel, you can actually see where his head would be. And since you're sitting on his
He's
shoulders.
looking at- like,
Yeah.
oh crap, I see him. I'll send a message. Hey bud, we just jumped onto the other car. We found someone interesting.
Oh, someone interesting. This is great.
We didn't want to disturb your conversation with gathering information, so we figured we'd let you be for now.
Oh, the information has been gathered and noted.
Good. You
I'm-
could join us probably next stop.
I could join you now.
You see the half-orc looking at him strangely?
That's how I'm doing this.
Yeah,
Don't
like,
need
no,
to.
I was gonna say no need to. You just.
No need to.
I just
I wanna,
open the door to the cart.
I'm gonna roll
And,
an insight to know
Is it going
what
kind
you're
of fast?
doing.
On
'Cause
this,
you
it's,
grunting
yeah, they're
at
going at
all?
a pretty good pace.
Yes.
It's not that you can drop off the back of it if you
I
wanted to.
take your ass
It's
out
like a
so
brisk
quick.
This is the pat. Is the pace as well. Basically, like about 20 feet
I
per
straight-
round.
I
20
straight grab
20
the
feet per
scruff
round.
of your neck and pull you
20,
up
25,
and hold you.
Just to be safe, I will use one of my shapeshifts to shapeshift into a camel. And jump off and shapeshift while I'm going and just get into a little prance.
Will the dwarf try to ride him?
Oh no! Immediately when you do that,
Oh god.
when you pop out,
Uh-oh, it happens.
one of the
Yep.
arms in sanitation immediately turn and train their heavy crossbow on you.
I just keep going as I don't consider myself a threat to them.
Which you will see that.
And I just kind of,
Well,
I just kind of prance up to next to the wagon. And I just kind of keep up pace. If I make it that far.
Oh, they don't shoot.
I was like, what are you?
You will hear in Dwarven, basically a curse of Hearth Mother Shoes. What the hell that means? And then he turns his crossbow away from you. You can definitely tell from the sound he was not happy that he did that.
You hear a what does that
Choking on
mean?
something.
It's me
One-
trying to talk but not talking.
One of the
because
other
I still sound like a camel.
One of the other Dwarven guards, you will hear a laugh. For once, you actually heard one of these very dour dwarves actually laugh out loud.
Was it one of the blue pauldron people?
It was red.
Uh-huh. So one of the red gets annoyed, the other one laughs
Laughs.
at the. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Also, is there any water around?
You saying that in camel form?
No, like I'm asking DM.
Oh, is there any water around? They have water on the coaches, yes, but there is no water around in the desert that you're at. In fact, the
Is there any
outposts-
water that like my camel can get to?
It might be
No.
covered in a jar or a barrel.
Yeah, it is secured very well inside the coaches.
Water in a desert is gold.
Damn it!
But no, even the outposts that you guys go by, you don't see. It's not like there's really oases. You can see that it's not all like flat dunes and stuff. There's little small outcroppings of stone, and you'll see patches of different vegetation and things of that nature. But it is for the most part, hot, mostly flat, with gentle grazes of dunes and things like that. That you notice that the trail kind of cuts through.
I'm sitting here holding you, thinking that you're trying to take a shit on my shoulder.
I'm gonna assume you have the alchemy jug.
Sure.
Then yeah, if I can't find any water or anything, I'm just gonna keep pace, but at the next to the cart that they're in.
The Mia will turn, look behind her outside the coach,
Notice the
and
camel.
a strange. Assume your camel's not like, doesn't look exactly like the other camels,
Or is it robot camel? So
like? Do you have a true shapeshift into the camel, or do you have slight differences in the way your animals look?
It depends on which one I turn into. So if I've heard of the animal, but not actually seen or spent time with it, then it's robot form. If I have seen it, it's true.
Okay, so you definitely see a camel, so you look exactly like a camel. Okay, so she'll look back and go.
I just stick the large purple tongue out like, huh?
Yeah, that is that's where did that camel come from?
I will start.
And I'm assuming that she's understanding that I'm thirsty. Can you give me some water? And I'll just keep doing it. Huh?
I will
She turns
keep
back
laughing.
around
I will
and sits
be
back down.
laughing my ass off at this point.
So
That's
while
just
all
pulling
that
me out of the
happened,
scrolls.
yeah, he was doing the message like this. And I was like, "Are you grunting?" And he was like, "Yes." So me instinctively thought he was taking a shit on my shoulder, pulled him off by the scruff of his neck, and while she was talking, I was just looking at him like this. Were you trying to take a shit on me?
I am laughing.
Yeah, he's just laughing.
And you'll get just a little bit of she giggles a little. Just like, which almost sounds like a Asian girl's giggle,
Mm-hmm.
like Japanese.
Yeah.
Once I hear that, I instantly...
Which does not match how she looks.
Yeah, that's what I was like, is that...
The sound of her giggle and the way she's been talking to you sound like she's business, but that little giggle is definitely telling that.
Achievement unlocked.
Got the Japanese giggle.
Well, yeah, she just turns back. Not much a conversationalist.
Mm-hmm.
So this is going to be a long trip.
Yep.
And kind of pulls the hat down as if you're not saying anything else really to her.
I will. I will be like, well, as you found my art interesting, would you mind if I perform some on you? Don't mean to intrude, but as a performer, I need to keep my skill sharp.
Doing all this,
No.
hanging in midair.
Yeah, I don't care.
Just being held by the scruff
Yeah.
of his back. Just, ha.
Just-
I would like to perform. Can I perform for you? No, I do not want that right now. No, thank
Okay.
you. No, maybe once the travel is over, I could find you again in the city. Maybe then.
That's fine. I just figured you would appreciate a makeover. Not that you're not pretty, basically. Trying to charm her.
Okay.
Not get into her, but just
Well,
befriend.
you can.
Trying to take you to rabbit town.
I know my
I guess-
size
I guess-
difference.
Go to Money Town, yeah.
You're being completely ignored, by the way.
By everyone.
Once I notice that, I give up and I just keep pace.
The you both can roll an insight.
Sure. If
Since
it's a
you were-
dude, I don't care.
Well,
I rolled a 2 on the last
it's
one.
definitely
Let's see how
a female.
See how we get on those.
Oh god.
Mine's
I
not
got
much.
10.
Mine's less than that. I'm quite positive. I think it's like 7. Yeah, 7.
Okay, you're basically getting a vibe off of her that she's really not interested in whatever you're really talking about.
Okay.
So the conversations you're bringing up is
It's just kind of just like kindly trying to be like, leave me alone.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
you both get that. You just feel more of as if you're really annoying her. You're just getting like she just doesn't really want to talk to you.
Mm-hmm. Got it. Sure.
Okay. I drop you.
What the fuck?
Feelings hurt.
I'll
Emotional damage.
Yeah.
I guess at this point, since there's no one else in this card, I will go to the back of the card where he's trailing behind, and I look at him. Sorry, bud. I ain't got no water.
The at some point the dwarf that laughed at you, he'll eventually trot back up to you with the other camel, and he'll speak in common to you. What you notice, most of the dwarves are speaking in dwarvish. They're not speaking in common at all. They'll speak in common to you. He's like, "Please get back into the coach for your safety."
It's okay. Yeah, you can put your head into the cart. Now put makeup on you.
I'm gonna listen to the dwarf, and I'm gonna go back over to the other car.
Don't go. Oh, okay.
So yeah, you'll get back in the cart, or in the coach, and
I'll go back to original form. This was quite unfortunate.
Why'd you leave?
Could have just got in this car. Went back to the original.
It told me to get in the cart I came from.
did not say
He
that.
just said, get in the cart.
This is how I processed it.
Actually, I didn't hear it. No, I did hear what he said that.
Yeah, he was right there.
Yeah, he said it in
Oh,
common.
he said it in common.
He
I
said
don't
it in
understand
common.
Dwarvish.
Looked down at him from the top of a camel and said, "Please get in your coach," in loud enough, forceful voice.
Your coach, the one I
Or
came from.
Get in a coach.
Yeah,
Get in
fair, fair.
get in the coach was his words. Get in the coach. Yeah, you get in there. But to kind of speed along a little bit, during the day, you start getting towards the dusk, and near the dusk, that's when they're going to want. They do a little bit more traveling because it's kind of cooler, but there's enough light for travel, so they kind of speed up. But at one point, you hear the call from the front. It's a loud, shrill whistle. And since you guys are in the same car as Mia, you'll notice that she immediately reacts to this whistle, stands up and grabs her blade. And those that know Dwarvish will hear sand shark.
Oh, I will stand up in my capable billow. Where?
On top of my shoulder again.
And it is loud enough across
Of course.
all the people, or all the carts that you can hear it clear as day, as if she is standing right next to you.
What's she saying?
I don't know what she's saying.
I stand
Sand
up.
shark.
I stand up and I just start going.
just gibberish to me.
Sand shark.
But you'll hear another like whistle, like a series of whistles,
Yeah, they're
and you'll see all go to the western side of the road, which there is about 10 guards that have come with it. Well, yeah, 10 guards that are on this path. They all come to the side of that side, and you see all heavy crossbows trained in one area. And you can do perception checks. Wish?
Will I get
Hey.
above a 5? Well, yeah, that was definitely thought. Didn't matter, got the same number.
20.
Less than that.
20.
Less than that still. I get like 16.
You don't have dark vision.
I do.
I do not.
You do not.
I do, and I got a 16.
Okay, you'll still see this, because the dusk is a little bit of low light, so further distances is kind of hard to see. But with dark vision, you can kind of see. Okay, it's not bothering your vision as much. But with that, all three of you will actually spot what the dwarves are all looking at, and you'll see off on one of the dunes. You'll see a cluster of what looks like 3 creatures, fairly good distance, but apparently large enough for you to see, kind of crest the dunes. 2 of them stop, and one of them kind of, that's fine, but you had a 20, so you still see this. 2 of them kind of stop and look in your direction, while one of them does this big leap and dives back into the sand. And those 2 that had stopped, within a few seconds, immediately kind of dive back into the sand. But what it looks like is these large, well, they look like bullets. For people who know what bullets look like, but large creatures that have these arrow-shaped heads that are plated. Huge claws, a mouth on the bottom, but they don't seem to come back towards y'all. But the whole caravan has stopped, and all of them are all ready. And you can see Maya is standing with her sword. Mia, that's right. Mia standing with her sword and about to exit the cart. But after about 30 seconds or so of everybody tense and waiting, which, except for the humans, they're all like looking like, oh, what is this? Excited.
Basically like that.
Yes. But they are of they more of the color of sand. They blend more into the sand than that.
Can I get to the top of the cart?
It's cloth.
Oh,
You gotta fall through.
Do not call it more of a commotion.
Yeah. But it's a heavy burlap cloth.
okay.
So it allows the air to kind of come through. It doesn't stifle, but at the same time, it keeps the sun off. After about 30 seconds, then they go away and everybody kind of chills out. And you hear another series of whistles from the front. Everybody goes back into positions. And at this point, you hear a and everybody seems like to double time. So they really speed up faster than you would go, a whole lot faster than what they were going before.
We're on like the road that's above the sand a little ways.
Yes, it's a little bit above the sand and seems to not take on as much sand. It gets off of it fairly quickly. But yeah, they get away. What is your 2 passive perceptions?
16.
You noticed during that time, that wait, you noticed a gentle breeze in your cart or in your coach.
Okay.
It wasn't there before.
Sorry, I was farting.
And the gentle breeze goes away once everybody goes back to what they're doing.
Can I do an insight to see where it was coming from? I have an idea of where it was coming from, but
You could do, well,
would it be an insight?
more of an investigation.
I can do an investigation. That would be a 16.
You don't really know.
She's good.
It was subtle and it just seemed to
Vanish as soon as it came.
but it didn't seem like it came from her.
Right.
But somewhere around.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah,
don't
but
know.
it wasn't the cart.
With your investigation, did you ask anything? Or are you just leaving it to just trying to find clues, physical clues? Or...
Yeah, just trying to. I guess I could ask her.
Well, you notice after this, she's going back to head down and just seeming as if she's just either meditating or just dozing off. You never really have seen her full face yet, unless you've attempted to look under the visor.
No. I know if she's trying to hide it, I'm not going to pry.
That you've only ever been on the ground whenever I dropped you that one time.
Yep. I've been on the shoulders the whole time, so I can't really look under.
What you had under there?
But I will ask, I don't mean to pry, but do you mind sharing some of your, I guess, qualifications? I'm sure you've kind of noticed, and it's like, I am a bard, in a sense. I perform and charm people. My friend here, as you can tell, he's a brute and a fighter. I would, if it's not too much to look in mind.
For the first time, she'll lift her head fully up, and you can see her. She's got her skin is of a bluish, a blue greenish tint to it, although it's a pale skin, but the bluish green tint of some of like the northern orcs. But she's got small tusk right here, fairly decent looking, but very stern face, no makeup whatsoever. But she has, it seems like her armor also goes all the way up to here. So
it's neck guards.
Yeah.
Is it form fitting or just like comes from the shoulder and like collarbone area straight off?
It seems to be form fitted to around her. Like when she moves, it seems like it's segmented to where it actually will move with her. Cool. From what you look like. Interesting. And she looks at you as if you could just see in her eyes as soon as she looks at you, it looks like she's looking for something specific on you. Do you have your patron? What is your warlock genie thing look like?
A bell.
A bell? Do you have it anywhere visible on you?
No.
Okay.
Because it is a warlock thing,
right.
and it is not visible.
Do you have any other visible
other than the pendant that's hanging on?
Pendant? Okay.
I do have my instrument on my back. That's about it. She
zones in. Basically, you know you're being read. At this very moment, she's like a predator about to pounce. Your bunny kind of.
I can feel it. I can feel it.
Very used to this.
But I'm like, from
where you come from, and you can feel from what type of fighter you are. You can also feel this look as if you're
predator hitting.
She's
prey.
sizing up.
Yeah, sizing him up after this question. And
I'm just grinning. Yeah.
In about a good tense 15 or so seconds of just looking you up and down, she's like, my qualifications?
I mean, if you don't mind, I would like to know who, if any tussle occurs, I can trust.
I am. I've done many odd jobs where my fighting skills have been important.
Nice. Well, so what are you good at? Range? Close quarters? Are words your thing? I don't think so because you got a sword.
I'm very good at poetry.
Oh.
It's one of the arts.
Okay.
But sword is my main. But I'm also good at many other weapons. It's just sword is what I prefer now. Do you wish to be an enemy?
Not
Will
whatsoever.
I need to take you down now that you've learned my secrets?
No.
Then you hear that giggle again. Just messing with you.
Okay. I mean, we could tussle.
I don't think you'd like that.
I don't have to get that violent.
No, when I draw my weapon, it is to kill. So I do not wish to tussle unless I'm needed.
Okay, fair enough.
And then she'll look at you at that moment.
He's
and
lost.
And just like,
I'm still focused on the I was annoying, so I'm just like kind of got my shield up and just kind of like
pouting.
Yeah,
leaning on it.
you
Just-
feel that look. You know when somebody's watching you. You
Right.
feel that look, and you'll get that like, oh shit, somebody. And you'll look up and you'll see that she's staring right at you.
Yes.
Nothing, just appraising you. That's all.
I know, he's pretty to look at, isn't he? You should see him in the sun. He shines.
Why am I being appraised now?
Your companion asked about my qualifications, so I just thought it'd be best to look and see what kind of qualifications I'm with. You look like
Well,
you can handle that shield.
I'll pick up the shield and kind of not hard, but
Dude,
like
whole cart.
basically like not dropping it, just
Mhm.
I'll shift it to where it's like that, and then I'll be like, well, I don't necessarily fight as much as I do block and protect anymore, but
Well, that's a unique weapon. To have, or I guess defense in this case, but I would assume that it's used as a weapon quite often as well.
oh yes, there's been plenty of faces that been smashed into it. Unwillingly, of course.
If you are looking for a job, I know this is not exactly the question you asked me, but I feel like you're fishing for information.
Always.
Let me give you a bit of advice. If you're looking for a job that would be useful for, the Arms and Sanitation Guild in Ahalinhol would be a good look.
Is
or
that
a
where you're
good
heading?
choice. No, I'm just heading to the show to go talk to my patron and bring news.
Your patron?
Mm-hmm.
Your employer?
That's one way to say it, yeah.
Hmm.
Also a close confidant.
Ah, I have an employer. I had an employer once. Still do. He gets annoying at times.
I mean, if you're talking about the circus, I'm pretty sure you're fired, man.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Hey, I got paid.
Did you though?
Well, they won't miss it.
I hope you did not steal.
No.
Theft is very, very frowned upon where we are headed to.
Yeah. Good thing it didn't happen there then, right?
I want to use Druidcraft to see what the weather's going to be like for the next 24 hours.
I'm the chaotic one.
It will be cloudy.
With a chance of
It's still going to be, but you'll overcast of clouds and not as hot as it was the last few days.
I'll just look around and be like, clouds are coming.
The humans are obviously interested, and they will turn to you. Really? Oh, that's so interesting. Yes. So, one of them look, and you'll see that he's trying to find the word. Druidcraft? What do you mean you don't know?
That's the weather app on my iPhone.
I know what I call it, but
What do you call it?
00110020011111001.
You just binary can't out the name in Modron.
Yeah.
Okay.
It would take so long to do that too.
For those watching,
Like it's a few.
Warforged and
It's a few hundred. Yeah.
Warforged and Autognomes are created by Modron, and the Modron's on this slightly different on this sphere, but all Warforged and all Autognomes know Modron as well, which we're playing it as its binary.
Yeah. Basically, I make the AOL. You're hooking up to the internet. That's
That
what
would get
that's what
annoying.
it sounds like.
I would just never ask him.
And it's just like,
His word
like,
for
that's-
anything.
that's what we call it.
You'll get. Yep.
I don't know it in.
And they'll all turn and look at each other
Common.
weird. And then, but you'll see the elves for the first time who've been talking amongst themselves, or been that same one. They'll one of them kind of turns towards you, and he'll say, "Do you speak Elvish?"
Not yet.
He doesn't say that, but do you actually speak? You don't speak.
Oh,
Elvish?
no.
Yeah,
no.
that character. Okay, he'll say in Elvish something loud enough for you to hear in your direction.
I'll look up. That word. It means.
Oh, Druidcraft. That's what it means.
Noted.
Maybe you are of one of the circles.
I am.
Oh, well,
I like to dream.
never heard of Warforged dreaming.
Me either. It's a great first.
Seems like a great first.
They're gonna take you apart now. See what makes you tick.
What?
It is something I wish to remedy among my kind.
Remedy? I've met a couple of your kind, and it doesn't seem like it's a problem or a malady that needs to be cured.
The
with a
problem is
remedy.
that they don't.
Really? I would figure since they're kind of like my kind, they don't necessarily need to sleep. That's a great boon where you can stay aware at all times, especially some of these more dangerous areas.
The power of dreams makes it worth it.
I don't know. I've never dreamed before, so I don't know. I've
You should
only
try
been
it.
Well, I did dream that one time, but that
was
that
a
was-
hallucination.
those were
Some
special
good one.
times when I was young.
Those
And
are
then
good
his companion,
mushrooms.
which you probably guess is his significant other. That's a female. Punches him real quick. Goes shh. I'm sorry.
Whoosh.
This is interesting.
Stay in line.
I'll walk up to him, reach into my pouch, pull out a seed, and I'll use Druidcraft to make a little flower appear. I was like, thank you for your kind words.
He'll take it, and she's looking at you like with obvious.
What the fuck are you?
disdain. No, not what the fuck. It's more like just you can tell she.
Jealousy.
I
What's your
apologize.
passive insight?
Oh, passive?
Yeah.
That's a good question. I think it's a 12.
Oh,
13?
Yeah.
13.
Okay, yeah, plenty enough to know that you can tell she doesn't like you.
That is not how I take it, and I assume that it is her being jealous. Like, my apologies, fair maiden. Pull out another one. Here. And I make one and hand one to her, too.
She'll reluctantly take it.
Making friends everywhere we go.
He's kind of gone like, She just goes, thank you.
You are very welcome.
You should have stayed with us, bud.
Just like,
She'll kind of turn
wonder
back
if he's
to what
doing well
she
over
was
there.
doing, and you can tell that he's looking between you and her, and then he eventually, after a few seconds, kind of turns back to her. Although the humans are like looking at you, going, you can hear them going, "Oh, that was
Magic trick, do it again.
I
think they're all called
Okay, I'm about to do
Maybe
something
magic.
that is going to sound very strange. So I'm going to pull out a ration, and then I'm going to use my second wild shape to turn into a. Wait, would I have seen a cat?
Yeah. 100% you have seen a regular cat.
Okay, I will turn into a cat, and I'll start eating the ration as a cat.
Which at that moment, everyone's like, "What?" Okay, and then the humans, you hear one of them go, "Cats eat rations." I don't think that Warforged has got it right. Wait, what's his name? Now you're getting you're hearing the string of you've opened up complete and utter just
chaos.
I
will
created chaos.
I won't answer any questions until I finish my ration.
Success.
But oddly enough, the female elf is actually looking at you not angry and more in so well he actually is now going he's angry.
I'm just going to continue eating my ration as a cat.
So you guys continue on ahead. Eventually they get to where it's too dark really for the animals to go.
I'm gonna be asleep.
Y'all now bunk down for the night, which most people sleep. You guys slept on the coaches last time. Sleep. You know that's going to take another 2 days.
Because there's people.
For you guys. And now you wake up they get up early in the morning to get going before the sun gets high. Which yet I did fail to mention the day before they stopped in noon, midday, and kind of cover the horses, from the sun to get it off them, and then continued on. So same process. You guys travel. Now some people are doing minors talking. Little things here or there. If you guys are even talking to.
But I will.
There is a third coach, which that's where the dwarven merchant actually stays.
I'm sure he's keeping all his cargo in there.
No, there are 2 large drays that have all the cargo. There are 3 coaches, two large carts / drays that are keeping all their goods. That last coach is where he's at, and you notice that some of his underlings, there's an underling, a blue shoulder in each coach. There's 1 driving each coach. There's 10 doors on the outside, so there's basically 2 of his underlings per, and he's in the very back one with 2 of his other underlings that are of a little bit higher rank than
the other ones. Before we part in the morning, I will drag him with us and be like, "Come on, man, you gotta stick with us."
It wasn't intentional.
But you know how people look at you, man. We already are an odd number and creatures amongst them. We don't want to stand out more than we need to. Chaos will come later. In due time.
I don't want to create chaos. Are the things I do odd?
For many. For us, you're fine, man. You fit right in.
Is eating odd?
No.
Yesterday I ate my ration and they looked at me weird.
Okay. How did you eat your rations?
As a cat?
That is the odd part.
But I can't enjoy food unless I shape change into an animal.
Well, why a cat?
I mean, I could do a rat.
That would be even worse.
I could do any animal I've spent time with.
I'm going to get you a children's picture book. Show you which animals.
But as I am, I cannot enjoy the same pleasures you enjoy. So
Believe me,
I must
some
change.
of the pleasures we enjoy are not fun.
But food is a pleasure that I enjoy very much when I change.
The dwarf that you noticed that laughed at you yesterday happens to walk by at that exact moment and go, "I like food." And then
Just saying in Dwarvish?
No, common. And kept on walking.
See, he gets it.
Okay. We will work on this a little more.
I'm still learning.
Aren't we all?
I'll stay by. Near.
Thank you. I don't want to lose you guys. We just we're already a loose party. We don't want to get lost.
Don't split the party.
Don't split the party. Don't split the party.
I'm
All right.
assuming you climb back to my shoulder.
Yes.
Just wherever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
What's your move speed?
30.
Is it just 30. Okay.
So you guys start going, and you go through this day. Sure enough, it's cloudy. Pretty comfortable day, and you see that with the clouds, they get a little bit better speed than they did before. Now that the horses aren't like feeling the heat, like you tell that they're used to heat like this, but cooler makes them run a little bit better or move a little bit better. So the camels are completely unfazed. But the horses are really what's making you guys move slower.
Because they're not used to the heat.
Yeah.
I will perform. We're traveling. Just do a little tunes. There's no one else in the cart except for us three and the girl.
How good do you do?
I don't know.
Performance check.
Let's perform. Oh, I did pretty good. That would be a 24.
Wow. What kind of performance are you doing?
I'm just singing a spring song, I guess. Traveling song from my town that would mainly be sung by the farmers as they're picking their crops.
Okay. You actually get, you can see that Mia. Well, Maya. Sorry.
No, it's Mia.
Mia?
Yeah.
Why do I keep wanting to change it?
I don't know.
Because of what I said.
Oh, did you mess me up?
Yes.
Dang it.
It's a Khalifa in the beginning.
Oh. Mia is actually bobbing with your song. Like you can see that she's doing. And the dwarf that's also in that coach, because there is one, he just never talks to you. They always seem preoccupied with what's going on outside, not necessarily what's inside unless you ask something of them.
You said that this carriage was closed, right? Nothing closed, except for the front and the back.
It's all right. So the cart is basically it's walled up to where sitting height right here, but there is an opening about yay big above that all around to where the air can get in, and then you have the top of it, which is a burlap thing where there's just enough sun that kind of comes through, but not enough to where it makes it hot.
Yeah.
But you can tell that it allows plenty of air to come through and not, hit you, but doesn't allow any of the wind and sand to blow directly in. Now you've hit a couple of gusts where it comes up underneath, it's in, you're like, that sucks. But for the most part, it seems well crafted to deal with this terrain where you're fairly comfortable.
The reason I was asking is because in my instrument,
Now there is a door on the back that has to be open for you to come in. Not just open.
on
It's
my
made of
instrument
wood.
is where I have the pendant.
Okay.
So as I'm playing it now, it would be hanging
The
where
bell?
it's visible.
Oh, okay. You don't get any eyeball towards that. It seems
Because it looks like a regular bell.
Yeah.
It's a silver bell.
Since you're not drawing any attention towards that, you don't. It doesn't seem like she gives a crap about that. And the dwarf is also kind of, that's good music. Well, you don't actually say that's good music. In dwarvish.
I understand, Dwarvish.
My problem is he only knows one song, and he keeps playing that one song the whole journey. Play him that haunting air you played me in the morning. Oh yeah, it's the same damn song.
No, it's a little faster paced.
Anyway, if you do that most of the day, people are okay with it.
I'll perform different ones, not the same one
You're-
always.
Since I know the horses are kind of what's slowing us down a little bit, whenever we take a break, I want to see if I can maybe do an animal handling check and like massage their legs and muscles to see if that'll help pick up their pace.
The blue pauldrons, their blue shoulder pads, which you can tell they have a little bit different.
We're gonna get.
They're made of leather, but they have like a
It's just
they have like a
gonna go.
metal
We're
band that
never
goes
with
across
him
them.
when he's doing this.
They will literally tell you, "Do not touch our horses," and they'll say it in common.
I'm trying to help them.
Do not touch our horses.
Animals are my thing.
Do not touch our horses.
Do you not wish them to be helped?
Do not touch our horses. Please go back to your coach.
They are yours,
Thank you.
but they do wish to be helped.
Do not touch our horses.
Just
We
a
should
statement.
never leave him alone.
You
We
want
mean-
to cause chaos, and don't cause it nearly as much
At
as
this
this guy
at this
does.
point, you'll hear in a odd and more accented common than what they just said. Like obviously, this is a trained sentence they would say to people who speak common: is, "Do not touch our horses." And then in more accented, "We do not mean offense to you."
Do not touch our fucking.
Do not touch our horses.
We do not want customers to mess with animals. And then right back, do not touch our horses. In perfect comment.
Noted. Go back.
And then, but they look like they're trying to be nice. It's just the way they're saying it doesn't sound like they're doing like the. Do not touch our horses. Hmm? Yes. Yes. Do not touch our horses. Yes.
It's the tone.
Yeah. Bye. They do that dismissively to get you away. Which you do, as they say that, you do draw the red shoulder pads will actually look towards what's going on.
Considering they had to say it like 6 times.
As I'm going back, I just talk to myself. I was like, I was just trying to help the horses. They need massaging to go faster. Do not understand the ways of these people sometimes. I just say it as I'm going back to them.
Yeah, once you get back in the carriage, where'd you go?
I went to massage the horses so that they would run and walk faster, but they don't want me to touch them.
Mio actually looked and said, "You actually know what you're going to do? Will that actually help?"
Yes.
She will actually make a whistle sound that it's very reminiscent of the lead one. And
As I'm tuning my guitar,
that lead guard will come to the front and she'll say in Dwarven, "I think you should let this one," which you don't understand, but you're right there. Or no, you understand Dwarven?
Mhm.
Okay.
I just don't understand.
You just don't understand. Okay.
I just see the lead come up to me, and I'm like,
I think you should
we're gonna get time.
Master Tessor should allow this one to try to help the horses. If he knows what he's doing, we can get to where we need to go faster.
That was intent.
And they're whispering to each other. You kind of kept over here, but you want to butt in on the conversation?
In Dwarvish, I say, that was intent.
They'll both look at you and go, "Oh, understands Dwarven. Okay,
This is just looking worse
Let's-
and worse for me. I'm just like,
w-
oh god.
ask Master Tessor if that is okay."
If you look at me, I'm just like,
Yeah, ask Master Tessor if that's okay. And the dwarf, with all reverence, as if something important, she goes back, and then here soon after, without like very few seconds, you see the coach behind you shift, move, and this dwarf come right out.
God damn, he's heavy.
Do not touch our horses. And he'll come up to your coach, open the door, and say, "Mia, you wish this dwarf or this Warforged to help the horses? Let him try." It's like, you see he's searching for something, like a word, like something stops right there, and he just goes,
He understands
Okay.
Dwarvish.
No, you can roll an insight check. You're the only one that's picked up on something.
I just think he's getting
15.
fully.
You think that he's looking for a specific way to answer her. You don't know what that is, but he's looking for some way to answer her. But he stops himself before he does it. And then he goes, okay, you. What was your name? Switch.
Shift.
Shift. Close enough. Come, you can try. Speaking in common, by the way, not to any word.
This is great. One moment, and I will cast Goodberry. By the way, guys, here.
Food! As I do.
I'll give one to Mia. Wait, do
She's-
you know what this is?
It's a good berry. No, I'm fine. I do not require it.
I will jump, grab it, grab his hand, and be like, do your best and don't get us kicked out of this carriage. Because I do not want to walk in this desert. Bardic inspiration.
Bardic inspiration. Nice. You will hear a giggle from me. It's like, yeah, if you hurt the horses, you're screwed.
I'm guessing that's a D6.
Oh dear God!
Mm-hmm. D6, right? Okay. How many horses are there?
There are per cart. There are 4 horses per cart, so there's 8 total horses.
Exactly how many good berries I have left. I will give each horse. I'll start by petting the horses, getting their trust a little bit,
Animal handling.
and trying to offer them a good berry before I massage them.
Okay.
And let's go ahead and roll with that part of
Hold
inspiration.
on before you roll with that. Does anybody else have anything they want to do to help? Or
I gave him a bardic inspiration.
I know. I'm saying,
You know what? Actually, I have proficiency in animal handling. I will attempt to help him on anything he wants to do.
Okay. As you see that, what do you say in order to go help?
In order to go help,
Yeah. Because there is a half-orc that is allowing this, but there's also several dwarves that are all looking very, very pensive. And you can tell that this is a sketchy moment for them.
Yeah.
I'll just look at Mia and be like, would you allow me to go help him so that hopefully we don't get kicked off this cart?
She'll look
That's
down.
how. I don't want to walk.
She'll look down at the dwarf Tessor, Master Tessor, and she goes, Hey, you could just see the
Oh God, what are we doing? Look.
he's like, oh, prove it maybe. You just see him do that.
Yep.
You just say, prove it maybe, and allows you to go out. He just does this.
So
Can I do an
CV.
insight on the dwarf and how he's acting towards her? Is
You
it
sure
some
can.
sort of a... I get a feeling that she's someone important. He's trying to hide the fact that she is.
at this point,
Insight
I'm more.
will be an 18 on my insight.
Oh yeah, he's definitely hiding something about her. She is of some importance. You don't know what that is, but yes, you can tell from his deference and his like hiding of words and something. She is somebody special, or she's doing something special. You haven't been able to figure that out.
His demeanor slightly gives it away.
Because with everybody else, he is 100% I'm top dog at this place. With her, it's either I'm on the same level as you, or I'm going to do as you say. That like it's gone.
Yeah,
Like, they have this weird day.
He has a conflict as to how should I act at this moment.
Yes.
Should I allow this?
But he's never acted once so far in all the times you're watching like he's better than her.
I kind of picked up.
Okay. Well, I'm
Okay.
here to help, and I hope to God.
Roll
you-
at advantage, Chris.
This is great. Just do as I do, but on the other side, I will explain in great detail the circular motions and amount of pressure needed to apply to each muscle.
I'm over here crossing my fingers.
Oh my god.
And my ears.
Oh, no!
An 11.
Well, yeah, didn't fuck it up. That bardic
Thanks
inspiration.
to that bardic inspiration.
Wait,
You
you
have
got
a
a
zero?
5. You have 0 animal handling?
Oh, sorry. 14.
Okay. That's
Why are you
I
even
just
trying
saw-
to
I was about to say, I just saw a 5 and a 6, and I was like, hold up, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so 14. I forgot to add in my
With
animal
that
handling.
check, you do actually help the horses. It actually does. They do seem a little more energetic. You can tell that they're moving. They're a little more limber and moving. This takes most of your break that you have going right now during the midday, but yeah, they are.
Would have been an 8.
They are and you can tell that the drivers they go over the horses meticulously after you guys get done. I mean, like every haunch, every muscle. They even look at the hooves and everything after you're done. And then at one point, the lead driver that's in the front will look back at the merchant who's been eyeballing this
Yep.
situation the
Mhm.
entire time and just gives him a toothy thumbs up. And you can see the merchant turn, and you can hear a audible.
Sigh.
I feel like it's one of those toothy, holy shit, it worked. Somewhat, but yeah.
And then yeah, everything goes back to normal after that.
I told you, I know my animals.
Please don't do this.
But it helped.
From what you could tell, it was good job. Everybody
And
thinks it's a good job.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem bad. Doesn't seem close.
Yeah. My thing with it is how I saw them reacting to begin with. I knew how bad it could have been.
Yeah.
It was one of those, just let them do their whole thing. We are paying customers.
It's funny how
We
I keep
could just
saying I
chill.
don't want to walk and I haven't walked once.
Yeah.
I still don't quite understand your people's ways.
We will learn you in.
I don't think anyone understands your ways either.
I just want to help.
There's times that you shouldn't.
The dwarf that's in the same coach will actually speak up. That if you help like that more often, you might be able to find jobs in Coin and Fleet.
Fleet.
And Neil will actually go, yeah, you might have earned a way in.
Well, if you want to do it like that, sure.
See, good
I think I'll
things
be
have
fine.
good results. This is what my people tell me.
That dwarf is in there. It's like, yeah, that's our people too. Good things have good results.
I just get back in the carriage, like sweating, just from the nervousness and the working out there. Just
I might have dropped a couple pellets of nerves.
But yeah, to get back to it going, y'all start going down through the night. And if you have any other little like things you're wanting to do, like you're trying to learn a language or downtime activities, you're able to do this while you're going.
I will try to start picking up on some dwarvish, considering I'm going to a city full of dwarves and don't know dwarvish.
You can
Do you
tell
tell us that?
Yeah. You can
Yeah,
tell
I will straight up just be like, yeah, I guess I should probably learn dwarvish. And
I
then-
can- I can
Mia
teach
will
you.
laugh at you again with a little
yeah.
giggle. You should. Yeah. You should definitely. She doesn't offer to help though.
Yeah, and
I can help you, Penn.
I figured that was going to be the person that said that he would help. And I would.
Where would you like to start? Greetings, salutations, colors, numbers.
I can't help you.
Let's start with formal talk. So greetings.
Hello and how are you? We will start with those.
Okay. Yep.
Right.
This is going to be a long trip.
So, and true to word, it was a long trip. So as you continue, Mia goes back down to kind of not paying attention to what y'all are doing. You guys continue and travel, get through the dust. Nothing happens. Pretty boring day. Wake up next day. You're still doing your practice. They say that probably towards shortly after the afternoon, when they continue going on, you should be able to see Al-Halim hold not too far away after that. So you're approaching it. Today you're going to get there.
Land ho!
So get up and y'all continue on your path. Continue going.
I'll ask if I can massage the horses again before the start of the day.
Yeah, they let you, and you don't have to do another check. You've already done it. So you do the same thing you did before.
Good berries.
Yeah, and it pays off. You can tell that the drivers are okay with it. The horses seem to move faster. And actually,
horse massager.
they say that before your noonish break, you guys actually hear city in sight. As you noticed in the surrounding terrain, there's still deserts, but in this area, it almost seems as if the dwarves have taken time to kind of construct the area around them. You're starting to get to, the road's been perfect, but you're starting to see more of like spots of trees, desert trees and brush in this area. More of, and it's slightly rocky and more hilly in this area where the sand's still present. It's not gone away, but it's almost, it's not like the giant dunes you had before. And the humidity in the air, for whatever reason, has gone up. You know it's been dry, but when you get closer, once you've gotten to the city, it's almost as if there's just more moisture. And you guys crest over this hill, you see down in this gully, I guess not gully, but valley, sorry. More like a valley, a dip into it. You can see Al-Halim. It's off a little further away. You're probably maybe a half a mile away, but you can
we see the big hole.
Well, what you see is big walls.
Okay.
You don't see a big hole, but you see a spread out city, and you actually see fields, large, luscious green fields of wheat, and there's looks like grapes, and there's other different fields out there. And you see these large pipes that are running down, and you can see water running into these fields, which is definitely weird for a desert. But they're running from the city. You also notice one thing is like it seems like most of this area is like perfectly symmetrical. It seems like they built everything to be straight lined up. It's in a very orderly manner. The field's not so much, it's more of whatever fits. As you're going down, there's some outcroppings, like large, tall rocks just kind of strewn about through here that kind of block some of the sun. And you continue down on into the city, which, the dwarf that's in there is like, comes claps shift on the shoulder and says, and you did a good job. You got us here early. That's a merit for sure.
Well, thank you. Wait, is he speaking in Dwarvish?
Actually speaking in common to
Okay.
you. He found out you cannot speak Dwarvish.
Yep.
He's spoken in common to you a few times.
See, your idea worked.
After y'all have done this, some of the other dwarves have actually started talking to you.
We've earned a merit.
You know, not treating you as much as a customer, treats more of an equal. For sure, any of the ones that just have a little pendant, there's only 3 of them that are there. They all have immediately started talking to you as if you're normal. Is if they've been friends with you before or something.
Yeah.
I like this.
But
We need to teach you more words.
as you continue down through the field, at some point you hear a loud and that is when Mia jumps up and you hear the loud whistles, and you've never seen somebody move this fast in your entire life. That door is open and you know Mia has run out. And you keep hearing that loud sound as you hear all the dwarves in Dwarvis say, "Incoming!" And what do y'all do?
I will
I trail
grab
her.
a shield, get up. What'd they say?
Incoming.
Incoming, and I run out and follow her trail.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do the...
Out from the outcropping,
Singing.
you see a hill giant. A large hill giant. Running with a large spiked club in his hand at full sprint towards your coach.
Uh-oh.
I will...
From around this large rock face where there's like these cascading...
I will run and get in
greens
front
and
of the
stuff.
path with my shield.
Well,
Or as close as I can, because I'm pretty
Roll.
sure she's way ahead of me.
we can all roll initiative.
I don't want to fight.
You don't have to if you don't want to roll initiative.
You can stay on my shoulder like a shoulder pad.
There are 10 guards.
My dex is
It's so much fun having a -1 off of my initial rolls.
22.
Jesus.
Okay.
17.
Okay.
Man, what's your plus? Like plus
Plus 5.
5?
Because I add plus
Yeah,
2
you
to my
add plus
initiative.
What'd you get?
11.
11. Okay. So you're still in the coach. You haven't.
No,
gotten
I'm
out.
on his shoulder.
You're on his shoulders.
At
Okay.
all times.
He didn't want to walk. He hasn't yet.
So yeah, you're holding on. Like,
Yeah.
not really at full sprint because he's having him way down, and you're falling out. Mia is like ahead of you, and she gets to the where the hill giant is before anybody else, which you can tell he's at full fucking
Yeah.
sprint. But what you notice at this moment is he's looking backwards.
Oh, he's being chased by.
Something's chasing him.
And she runs right past the hill giant.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm guessing they're.
you're waiting till he moves.
Mhm.
So, Chris, what do you want to? This is about 60 feet away from the cart.
But
So
I will.
What's behind? Can I see what's behind
You
it?
guys cannot see because where the outcropping is, you can't see what's behind the hill giant.
but
Well,
I
it's
will-
more like 100-ish feet.
Since I am on top of him, I will cast guidance on him. So I'm on him.
Okay.
I will.
What's
Um,
on skill checks and
I will use a bonus
And
action
D4 added
to cast Magic Stone,
ability or
and I'll pull one of the
ability check
stones
of your choosing.
out of. I have a pouch just full of stones, and I'll pull a stone out, cast Magic Stone on it, and I'll open my fingers up like this, and put a little rubber thing around, and get ready to fire like a slingshot,
Okay.
and I'll just wait for something to show up.
Okay.
So
After you do that, and the giant's moving, you can now see coming into the field of view, there are these giant wasps falling behind him. And there's about 4 that you can see. And you notice that a lot of like sand that is around and dust is being kicked up at this moment and blowing around. And you can tell that now the giant he moves his turn. And he's not paying attention to where he's going.
Yep.
And runs towards you.
Mm-hmm.
Roll a strength check. You need to roll an acrobatics check.
Oh god, because I am riding him.
It's a strength check. So this is an ability check.
Yes, it is.
So I would get the
You
guidance.
get the guidance.
Yeah.
So that's a D4
Yeah.
added on.
I don't take my shot.
That's fine.
This is a great debut because that's a nat 20.
Hell yeah!
You also get a nat 20? Oh my
Alright.
god, we are going to be savages.
So what happens is you take the...
That's 25 for me.
Me too!
So the giant
Oh
comes
my
running
God.
into you.
You
You slam the shield down and angle it away to where he would bounce off, not take the full brunt. You hold on for dear life and you just ride this out. There's nothing fancy, just, oh God, this is bad. And the giant slams into you
It's almost like we've done this before.
and falls. As he trips
And
over
roll
you.
muscles.
The giant club goes flying and
Oh,
smashes
shit.
right into the cart,
Oh.
put it right past your head,
Well.
smashes into that,
We're safe.
and the giant is down. You hear all the dwarves go, like collective gasp.
Uh-oh.
Look,
I
guys, it
can-
would have been worse
Now
if
this
she
is-
ran into it.
Did you want to take the shot on the wasp? When the wasp that comes around?
No.
All right, so back at the
I mean,
top.
that's what I was holding for, but I
Back at the top of the
stopped.
initiative, the wasp are still coming this way, but Mia, as you can suddenly feel a blast of air come out of nowhere as the sword flies up and catches all 4 wasps in one swing,
Alright.
and you can see 2 of the wasps. 2 of the wasps just immediately get cut out of the air, and the other 2 get kind of buffeted by the winds. Luckily, you guys are far enough away. You feel the gust of the wind, but it's not strong enough. And then in the same movement, as she swings up, she lands, bounces, and turns around and gets another slash up in the air and catches the back 2. And skids to a stop. And then basically that's it. They drop. All the doors like, and she's covered 120, 140 feet in a couple of rounds,
Sounds about right.
and has landed and stopped. Her hat's like here. You can tell that it's like up against her neck.
Yeah.
But she does the whole and puts the blade back in.
We just never
Change
see
it.
the blade, basically, in the situation.
I mean, you saw the shine of the blade a little bit, but it was very quick samurai. Like the cut mattered. The first,
Yeah.
No wasted movement, basically.
exactly. No wasted movement is a perfect attack. And then the other dwarves, they all already, you can tell every single one of them's got trained on what else comes around. But she stops and walks. But the giant is on the ground going.
Just holding his knee.
Yeah, just crying.
I will
with
get
his
up.
knee out.
I would get up and like shake my arm off with my shield on it
Yeah.
and walk over and just put an arm on him and be like, sorry about that, man. I couldn't have you just.
And he is about 14 foot tall.
Yeah, so I'll
He's
just.
a big boy. Big boy.
He took
And
the brunt of that.
Your arm is numb.
Oh, yeah.
Like-
I figured.
Like
Does he-
Even with the nat 20, I
No
figured
problem.
I am
Does the
hurting.
giant look like he's about to be a problem?
Well, all the other dwarves are freaked out,
But no one's attacking him.
none of them are attacking him whatsoever.
Yeah.
When you turn and look at the club now, do a knowledge. Just do an intelligent check, or you can do a knowledge history if you want. You Anybody
above
dealt
a
with
20 for me.
Anybody dealt with farming in their life?
In
No,
like
farming?
real life?
No, this.
Okay.
Yeah, none of you guys are farmers. Although you actually get to roll advantage because you were around farmers for the first part. That's where you met the mother.
You said history?
Knowledge history. You can roll it. It gets rolled advantage.
Well, you got a 1 and a 4, so I got 20.
Wow.
Nope. Even though my village was mainly farmers, but I never dealt with it.
I got
my
5.
family is not. No.
Oh yeah, your village made fire. You could roll advantage.
Okay. 19.
You both look at that club and you like before you're like, oh shit, this is a fight. This is bad. Look at that club now, realize it's a rake.
Yep. He's a farmer.
And the Master Tessor comes out to the giant and speaks in giant. Do you guys know giant?
Nope. Common and Draconic.
But whatever he's saying is calming him down. But
I
you
just
can
feel
definitely go. You can see him holding his knee where you.
Because I took his ass out.
But you can also see these welts on his back.
From being stung, yeah.
So, anybody want to do anything? I mean, he's crying.
I got this.
I can't heal him even if I wanted.
But
to.
she
there,
walks.
there
I
are
don't
no more
have any
wasps.
healing.
Not
Well,
within sight, at least.
you can't tell there's any wasps, and if there were, you can tell that she probably would have dealt with them because she's already walking back.
How
As if
big
there's
is this rake that is laying across this cart?
bigger than you, probably 10 feet long.
But it's still a rake.
I mean, it's a crude looking rake,
Yeah.
but you can tell that the way he's put the spikes and kind of shoved the wood together in a crude manner, it's a rake.
I'm mainly asking to see if I can lay the rake off the cart to get the pressure from being on the cart off.
What's your strength?
My strength is, I believe it's 18.
Yeah, you can lift it.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
heavy. It's heavy, but you can lift it.
I will get off of him because he's gonna be messing with heavy shit, and I want to get hit or knocked over.
I'll walk up to the giant calmly. Please stay calm. And I start to cast a spell.
Okay. He's not calm. But
Try it anyways.
as you're casting a spell, by this time Mia has walked up and she puts her hand on him and says something in giant, and he stops. He looks back at her and goes,
And I cast Healing Spirit, as you will see a
One of the big guns.
Yeah.
you'll see a cat appear, and the cat starts going up to the wounds, pawing and licking at the wounds. As the first one
Massages
will
the
heal 5 hit points.
you'll hear out of him say in Dwarvish, the giant, Kitty. In Dwarvish. Which she's rubbing him, saying, it's okay. In Dwarvish now, you'll hear, it's okay, Gurg. It's okay. But yeah, you do your healing and you'll continue on.
After I lay it down and she's there, I'll just I'll kind of like whisper and comment to her, will you tell him I'm sorry? I thought he was gonna run into the cart.
She'll turn to you. As this is healing, she'll stop doing what she's doing and turn to you, and she'll look to you. That's impressive. You took a charge from the giant and didn't falter. You didn't get crushed.
No.
I'll just
You may have opportunities here. And she walks away from you.
Now that her hat is off, can we get a better look at her?
She has a top knot up here. I mean, but dark hair, which actually she has. Her hair is completely black, but she has streaks.
Okay,
She has streaks of silver in
does
her
she
hair,
have the
but it's actually like flecked silver in her hair.
Do I get the sense of nobility off of her?
You do not get the sense of nobility.
Okay.
you have
Or
a
should
black
I hide?
cauldron?
Funny you should ask, because as she starts walking, you see Master Tessor says he sees where she's going and not going back to the car. She says, I'm sorry for damage. It's in Dwarven. I'm sorry for damage, which you can't understand. But you can definitely tell the sentiment.
In Dwarves, I can fix.
And she goes, in Dwarves, it's fine. I can walk. I don't think there's any need for secrecy at this moment. And she pulls out from her pouch that she has there. Tell she ruffles around a little bit in what's in here.
Yeah.
But she pulls it out and she slaps a black pauldron onto her shoulder,
That's
her
what
left
I
shoulder.
figured.
But when she does, you can see that it articulates around and then goes
It
down.
magically forms to her shoulder.
Magically delicious.
It forms around around her left shoulder pad there, and you can see a sigil pop up on top of it. Which
I will
you
slap
see,
your cap.
you see
Called
that
it.
sigil, and you never really paid attention to it, but you'll see that sigil has been on each one of the carts as well. And then, it looks like a spiral that's going down. Basically, it's a hexagon, and then it spirals down into black dots, like white to a black dot. And then she puts
It's
her
the
hat.
city emblem.
She puts her hat on and walks away.
Once she
And
gets
nobody stops her.
once she gets out of earshot,
Nice to meet you.
I'll turn
Dwarvish.
and just look at you and
She just does this.
I think we were bothering someone pretty important.
She'll get over it.
The cat now turns into a rat and moves to where the bee stings were and starts
Sucking at the poison.
and
Disgusting.
heals another 5 hit points.
Oh, you can continue healing more. Like this is taking.
Yeah, and each time it turns into a different animal as it goes healing, and then it'll be another 6 and another 1.
Well,
17 total.
That's enough to get him healed up. To enough, and he looks down at you and says in a very broken Dwarven, "Thank you, Metal Man."
Welcome, big man.
And he slaps you on the shoulder. roll a strength save, an athletics check. Roll an athletics check.
Yep, I suck at that. 3.
Knocks you over. Oh, sorry. And he picks you up by the shoulders.
So strong.
I'm just watching it.
So strong. Oh my.
He's like, no hurt, friend. No hurt, friend.
So
No hurt, friend. No hurt, friend. And
So
he's
strong.
not. You can see he's panicking now.
And
Oh.
Dwarvish, I will say his name is like, it's okay. You can put him down gently, slowly.
He puts him down.
There
and
you
then let's
go.
go.
There you go.
And at this point, Master Tessor walks over. He's like, "Okay, Gerg, you can go back to the fields."
Just be careful.
Okay.
Careful, Gerd.
I'll
He turns.
rake over to him.
Oh, he says, "Thank you, Scaly man."
He says
Scaly.
man.
Scaly.
Scaly. Okay.
Scaly man.
I'll
Dwarven,
just. I'm
Which
assuming you're back to the shoulder again.
Mm-hmm.
which you see him go for the
Oh,
pat
God,
on the
he's
shoulder
good.
for you.
Uh-huh.
Okay, roll an athletics check.
Okay.
If you can't, just like high five or something.
Oh, is he standing in front of me, like going down?
Oh, if you're holding that, he grabs it.
Oh, okay.
He's going for the same.
I'll straight out reach out my hand for a handshake.
He goes and grabs your hand and shakes it really roughly.
Yep.
Roughly.
And
Okay.
after that, I'm just, okay, now both shoulders are gone. Yep, that's gonna,
Almost pulled it out of socket.
yeah, I'm just like,
And then
both shoulders.
I'm not saying anything. He's gonna hurt me.
he starts whistling a tune. Chris, do a perception check.
16.
You notice something very similar about what the whistle he does as he holds out his hand, and you see that the same spell you did a few days ago, he just did in his hand. He did Druidcraft. As he's looking and whistling.
He's reading the weather.
And then he goes about his job.
Noted.
And then everybody turns to look at the cart. So you realize it's totally fucked up. And
I got this. I walk over to the cart and I start inspecting it, and I will start casting the mending spell as many times as is needed.
You want one of the blue paladins will also come over. He's like, "You're still customer. You help. We'll do together."
I'll do it from the inside. I have mending.
Yeah, you get the left side, I'll get the right side.
So amongst you three,
I have proficiency in land vehicles. Does that help any?
you can drive. But yeah, between you three, you're able to fix it. And while you're sitting there, actually, the one dwarf that
Still like moving my shoulders
the
around,
lead-
trying to rearrange.
the
it.
lead dwarf and the one dwarf that like did that weird cuss
Mhm.
before that when the camel showed up,
Yeah.
they actually come to you and say, that was an impressive thing you did. If you need work at some point, you should join us in the arms and sanitation, because down in the Twilight Shell we need heavy arms like yours.
I'd be more than glad to help out for a payment, obviously.
Well, payment is one thing, but honor and favor and merit, totally different thing.
I mean, I'm down for all of it.
So,
Even anal.
Even anal. No.
but eventually you guys get it fixed and you continue on in, and you guys walk past, and as you continue into the city, you now see a lot of that construction you saw with the way the outposts were,
Mhm.
kind of repeated. And it's kind of like Adobe style buildings. It looks very much like if you were if you had watched Aladdin and you saw their buildings in those movies, somewhat similar to that, just very orderly and structured. But what you do see is this: as you get closer to the center, we're approaching, because you've now been told that the caravan depot is at the wall at one of the entrances. That's where they let you off before you're allowed to go in. This massive wall that is built out of the same stones that's round, but it is all painted in this dark brown coloration. It looks like it almost absorbs the sun that's around it in a way. With that same symbol of the city, the hexagon spiral is repeated. Picture kind of like in Avatar, the Earth Kingdom's walls.
Yeah.
That's what you're seeing here. That same scale, that massive.
Earth bending. Doors won't open.
And then you get let off, and you can see that there are ballista on the wall, but you can also see off in the further away there is a tower. You can see a couple of airships are moored at this tower. That it's connected to the wall itself.
At the airport.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell this is a massive city in its own right, just right here. But this wall is filling up your entire field of vision. And this giant metal-bound door is open, wide open for you to come through, and it is large enough for 4 carts to come through in any given time. Only they're allowing a couple. And as you now have gotten off the caravan,
I have a question. Are we going to be able to come in through? We're not a couple. We're just like a party.
You're able to come in and out of the city. The only time you couldn't is
I don't think you got what he.
I got it. I'm just
Okay.
But if you ask, you're allowed to come in and out. But you walk through the door, and as soon as you do that, you're kind of hit with this upgust of air. That
Probably mainly humidity.
which is yeah, it is. It's a lot of steam. And you also see where these pipes that are coming out. You can see they're coming out, but what you see is this giant, massive hole that the walls seem to just completely encompass around, and you can kind of see down a little bit to where this large path, the size that 4 carts can take, is spiraling down this large, massive hole. You kind of look out straight over to this hole, and you can see that there are holes and little layers where it's cut out, almost as like an ant hill is down, going down. And as you move down closer, you can see down in the center, floating in midair, a little bit below, is this castle made of looks like the same rock, but underneath you can see this glowing yellowish crystal that's kind of like a hump, and it's almost as if that the shape of this castle and this floating hump that's chained to the walls itself with this bridge that goes to it floating in the dead center. It almost looks like a heart floating in the middle of the city, just not really bobbing at all, but
it's too big to notice the bobbing, basically.
Yeah, just stationary in the middle. And the smells come on. You can smell water. You can smell all types of different scents of cooking and sweat and foundries. And it's just this overwhelming sense of what the hell is this place? Because this is a lot of shit at one time. And that's where we'll stop.
It's like sensory overload right when you walk in.
Nice.
Yep. But yeah, as soon as we get into the city, I will transfer the bell from my guitar to my wrist.
That's fucking wild that we both rolled nat 20s on that shit.
Yeah.
I was like, what an introduction to my character right there, baby.